Okay, now you can call to order.
I'm going to call to order this meeting of the Bisbee Arts Commission on Monday, May 6, 2019 at 5:31 p.m. Let's start with roll call.
Juanetta Hill, Karen Schumacher,
Present.
Sharon Stetter,
Present.
Laura Morgan,
Present.
Kate Drew Wilkinson,
Present.
Sandra Smith,
Here.
Bill Higgins,
Present.
Nina Williams, present.
And then call.
Anybody got a spare pen? Mine's dried up.
I stole it from the people over here.
Oh, I was just saying, did you still want to come over here?
I did.
I'll share with you, honey, or I'll share my notes with you.
So call to public. I don't think we have anybody signed up. So I'm going to move ahead to item 1, approval of the minutes of the April 1st, 2019 meeting. Just give you guys a couple minutes to read it over and see if there's anything that you would like to change, or that you think should be changed.
I think I can confidently motion to approve the minutes of the April 1st, 2019 meeting.
I'll second that.
All ayes?
Aye.
All right, we approved those minutes. Let's go ahead to item 2. We had a special meeting on April 9th. Let's approve those minutes. That should be a pretty short minute. Which is nice.
I move to approve.
You move to approve the minutes of the April 9th, 2019 meeting. Do I have a second?
Yes, I'll second it.
All ayes?
Aye.
Thank you, guys. Let's go ahead then to the thing of the moment, perhaps. Item 3, discussion regarding the upcoming Bisbee Arts Commission SIG Art Machine unveiling event. The first thing I want to say is that we do have sorry, there's a mosquito in front of my face and I zoned out on it. We do have a request for, let's see what it is. So we have an invoice from Carlos for the previous thing that I'm going to give to you tonight, okay? It's just
Okay.
part of the machine. So I think we already approved it. And what we're going to be talking about tonight is so we do have the event that's starting on Friday, May 24th at 6 p.m. Can everybody be there? I suppose that's the best way to start.
I
Yep.
plan to be there, yes.
Yeah, all right. So Sharon and I, like Sharon mentioned, have started packing the boxes. Everything seems to be going pretty well. We probably will have a few more impromptu meetings unless we decide that we want to call a quorum at someone's house and pack them all at once. So that is an option.
It's actually easier, I think, to not have to be too confused.
We don't want to move it away from your house.
Yeah.
So we will
We're
coordinate.
close. We're
Yeah.
close to being done. If any, but I will need one more time. Either you or Laura or somebody. Catherine.
We had fun,
Yeah, we
yeah.
had fun.
Because you get to see everybody's work.
Yeah.
And so,
You can certainly call on me.
okay, so we'll need at least 2 more times probably doing that. The other thing that I need, so we have posters. I'm gonna have can anybody put up posters in San Jose and Warren?
I'll do it.
Would
I haven't really put up.
anybody else like to put up posters in
I
San Jose?
really don't know my way around there, that's my problem.
You're sure? Okay, so I won't give you my posters then. I'll keep
No,
my
you don't
posters,
have to.
okay.
So, San Jose, let's make some suggestions of where they might be in San Jose, please.
Safeway?
Safeway, will they do it? They might do it.
Yeah, so this is there's
They no longer have their bulletin
Oh.
board where they used to allow you to post things.
There's a pretty good, so it would be Safeway, Senior Center was another
Yeah,
one
yeah,
that people always posted at. Here at the city of Bisbee, you can just leave a poster
We'll do
tonight.
one tonight.
The accountant over there, I could take one over and ask her.
Oh great, I'll give you,
And there's some other business over there, that's kind of.
if somebody's willing to put it in their
and
windows.
the vets.
I would imagine that we
Vets.
could probably get Jimmy's dogs to put it up.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe you can.
I'll give you a few
Mule
too.
Mountain vet, those two.
Does mornings allow people to put stuff in?
Bill and I will put one up in mornings tomorrow since
Yes,
we're
they
eating
do.
breakfast.
Yes.
But anywhere else,
Okay, so that's good for San
Just
Jose,
like that.
Warren, got more, you're doing,
So Boys and Girls Club,
so you want me to do boys and girls?
these are just the ones that I know they usually do.
Did we say, for San Jose, did we say post office and,
Will the post office?
library?
The library annex.
Oh, the annex library. I'm
Yeah.
gonna give one to, by the way, I'm gonna give one to Jason for the downtown library, and I'll give him one for the annex as well. Here, post office and library annex, library plus annex.
I think
I'll do
that
both.
Dee's Mercantile puts up posters. I feel like they did.
Okay.
That might be a worth it, or maybe the Dairy Queen, just anywhere that a lot of people seem to go. Ooh, good evening.
Oh, Cecilia.
Hi, Juanetta.
The office supply is a great place.
Yes.
I'll give you some posters. Would you be willing to
Yeah,
do
I'll
that?
do
Okay,
Sure.
thank you. Yeah, that's a good place.
That's perfect. So that was the first thing, we were just talking about who would be willing to put up posters, so we got some people to put up posters. The next thing that I have a burning need for is the hustle in front of the library.
I'm willing to do that as well.
I could do that too, but I can't do it at the weekend.
What about Friday morning?
Friday morning, you've got it.
And then I teach yoga till 11:30, but I can be there right after that.
Would you be willing to hustle together?
Fine, sure.
So you'll be selling tickets, right? And then, okay.
So this Friday morning, you want that to be?
I think that's a good idea, and then if we
Me too.
feel like we still need to push, we can do it again. You and I can do it. I can't do it this weekend because
What
I'm
time do you
work, so.
start?
Okay. Well, we should still have somebody on Saturday morning as well.
Does anybody want to do it on Saturday morning?
With me, Saturday morning.
Wait, hold on.
Saturday morning, I have to go to the Democratic Club.
Yeah,
You're gonna be
here.
Mexico for 5 minutes.
Well, then, or we
Okay,
can
oh,
do
my
it the
daughter-
next
I'd
weekend.
My
if you want
daughter's
to.
coming in.
I'd rather sell tickets.
So Laura,
Yeah.
I'll put us
At
down
least
for the
it's
next
Saturday.
weekend.
Okay,
Oh, and then, and then Friday, I'm just looking at my, looking ahead, I'm doing something at the library annex on Friday morning at 12, well, after 12:30 to 2:30, that, ice cream
Ice cream
social
social.
thing. I'm
Do you-
supposed to be teaching yoga with the kids.
Saturday morning with Laura?
Saturday morning, my daughters are coming, but I could still do Saturday morning. Wanna do it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Really, you just have to be there for a couple hours.
yeah. Saturday morning, what are we talking like?
Like 9 when the post office opens till noon, 3 hours?
Alright.
So you take a few posters and potentially a table, and you can come over to Central School if you guys want to get a folding table for me.
And that's
And
not this
Not
weekend,
allowed.
that's next weekend.
I have a folding table I can bring. It's this weekend, the 11th, right? Because next
Yes.
weekend.
I can bring a folding table on Friday, not a problem.
Let's try to sell our tickets out as fast as we
wait,
can.
hold on one second. You guys. So they're talking about they can't do it on Friday. They're going to do it on Saturday.
Right. So you
How
don't
many
want to
tickets
do it
are
on
we
Friday.
selling?
Unless Juanetta will help you on Friday, I
I
can't.
have 250 tickets.
Oh, 250.
Yeah.
There's a few reasons why I have that many tickets.
Yeah, but we do want
So
we want at least 200 people attending this event.
Do you
What
want
about
that?
after the 14th? Is that,
So I would like to do it again after the 14th. Let me look at the
because
calendar.
we'll be back the 14th.
Can you do Friday?
And I'm going from the 14th to the 17th,
This
so I
Friday
can't. So I'm going to
is
do it with
the-
you. You and I are-
Hey, you guys, it's gonna just hey. I finally did it. We can't talk over each other, so let's just be careful because if they find that we're talking over to each
Yeah.
other too much, she can't write what we're saying on the agenda
Right.
or on the. You know what I'm saying?
And
I don't like to do the thing where I have to call on people, but we just have to be mindful because it has to be clear for Nina. And I understand that we're super casual, but you know what I mean.
So
Okay.
the question is, do you want me to do it on Friday?
I'd like people to do it in teams. So if no one can do it with you on Friday, let's talk about maybe you guys doing it the following week. And so that's what I was looking at the calendar.
What's the date?
Friday would be the,
10.
Saturday is the 11th.
Monday's the 13th.
So it's the 10th.
So that, the 18th, the 17th or 18th would be another good one to do it. The 17th is a Friday, the 18th is a Saturday. Would anybody like to volunteer to do one of those days?
Do either of those.
I can do either of those. I can't do Saturday, can you?
I would say do it Friday. That's 1 week outside of our event. By 1 week outside our event, we really want to know where we're at.
Okay,
So
so
it's
what's the date?
Wait, like I said, it's the 17th. I will do it with you from 9 until 11. I have to go to work at 11. But I'll be there with you. And I don't want to do it, I can't personally do it on the 18th because it's my
So
birthday.
why can I do that first one in the morning, because that's the bit most convenient for me on a Friday. Can I go with that?
Yeah, you guys do it then. Yeah, that's great. Okay.
So, the 18th is also Armed Forces Day, just so you know.
Oh, right. The other reason
Excuse me,
that we were
do you have
talking,
a table? I don't have a card table.
Don't worry, I'll bring it.
Okay, thanks.
so the other thing too is that Sharon was thinking about doing something at the farmer's market. Are you still considering that, or is your schedule sort of?
I'm going to have a booth there. I can do it on Saturday at the farmer's market for sure.
Are you going to be there too, or?
I won't be able to because I'm gonna do the
I'll be there with
post
Kimmy. I
office
can do
with
it.
Laura.
So Sharon, remind Sharon she'll get you some tickets.
I'll give them to you when you
All
give
right,
me
I'll
your
be there.
rest of your stuff.
I'll do each Saturday at the market.
That's
not a
perfect. So let me put that down 1 second. Just so that, I'm sorry, the 11th, Saturday the 11th, I have Sharon
And Laura.
and Laura, and then
Post office.
post office. Sorry, it's for my mental clarity. And then Friday, the 17th, you,
Do we have to bring
Kate and
cash to
Sandra.
give people change, or can we sell them with a credit card? Can they pay with a credit card?
so,
No.
right now we have to do cash. So
Okay.
I would tell people, I would direct them into the convention center if they need cash. But it's also just to get the word out, and if for some
I'm going to
reason,
put it on Facebook the day before or even that morning and say I'm going to be there because my
Okay.
jolly friends will come
right, that's great.
and I'll tell them to bring cash.
But remind people they can buy tickets the night of too. It's just information, like,
That's right.
just engaging everybody that walks by you and saying, hey, this is going on, you know?
Can we have a spare poster to put on?
Definitely, I'll
We'll
give
have,
you.
we'll have all that and then we'll get it all together.
This is, I brought one in case people haven't seen it yet.
I'll give you some tonight.
Did you change the verbiage?
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
So, and then Kate Drew Wilkinson's got it down at the farmer's market for both Saturdays, right?
That's right.
And so you'll have a poster.
That's right.
Okay. How does that sound, guys?
Good.
It's just covering our bases.
So
Moving along.
can we go back 1 second?
Oh, yeah.
Friday the 10th, have we resolved who's gonna be at the library selling?
Well, there was nobody that was willing, I wanted people in pairs, just because when you're alone, it's a little overwhelming.
I'll do it with you.
That's all. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, we're going to do it on Friday as well.
And can you guys get change, is that possible?
Yes.
Friday the 10th? So remind me if anybody needs posters this evening.
So that's from 10 a.m.
10 to
noon?
12, yeah.
Okay.
If you can just do 10 to 12, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Just
We can do
a
9 to 12
constant
actually.
harassment of the
post
general
office
public
opens
that
at
is
9
about to
I'll
occur.
leave the coffee and put it together.
And also,
Kate, did you want to do 9 to 11 or 10 to 12 on the 17th?
On the 17th, I can do from 9 till 12, but 9 to 11 would be better.
Yeah, okay.
But we're going to do 9 to 12 on the 10th.
Nina, just what we're gonna need petty cash. I'll just email you how much. That's the one thing I was read. So, I don't currently have a Square account, and that was one of the things.
I do, but I don't know how I use it to do your thing. I've got the Square and the Square account.
You and I will talk later then, we don't have to do that here, that's good, yeah. All right, so a few more things. Roca has graciously donated food to our event. Sharon, do you think that we're gonna need more?
I suspect that we might want to have a little bit more than what Roca is going to do, just because, not to burden them with too much. I didn't talk to High Desert, but our goal is to have 200 to 250 people attending this event to sell that machine out. So he's, and I'm not sure if he's doing like 150 hors d'oeuvres, like for 150 people, not 200 people. But the way that we might deal with that, I could ask Peyton, I just haven't had a chance yet. Or I could even just bring some, I can do hors d'oeuvres. So,
And we have money in the budget to
reimburse me for
We
my
do,
expenses.
yeah,
So-
anything.
and I don't mind doing that, I'm actually kind of good at that stuff.
So the other thing comes into, so because we're inside of a building that has a liquor license and everything like that, and we're giving away our first drink, we will have to buy beer and wine.
Yes, we will.
And so that's another thing that we'll have to figure out how we wanna do that.
And we also have decided that it's going to be additional drinks by donation with a suggested donation.
Have you approached the beer, the
Eva,
what?
Eva, you mean Eva, or the cover,
No, the one about on Oak Street, the brewery.
the brewery?
We asked them last year.
Because I'm sure he would give. Do you want me to approach them, or are you going to do it?
I'll approach, you know who I'm gonna approach actually? I'll ask him,
That's right.
and also Tombstone Brewery, because I have a friend that works there, and they are actually Bisbee locals, and maybe they would be willing to donate some beer.
And
So
I bet that would work.
I'm just the reason I didn't ask Poco for food this year, as I hit them up 2 years in a row, and they're always very gracious. And she probably would still, but same thing with the beer. Maybe I'll try Tombstone first and see if they're willing to.
Yeah, let's spread it around a little bit.
Okay.
So a lot.
So you and I'll figure out beer and wine then, in that sense. And then, I'm sorry I'm just trying to get through these.
Yes, you have to.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong.
The night of the event. Does anybody have anything they enjoy doing? So from my notes, what I realized is that we need a bartender, we need a ticket taker, we need an auction person, that's the person who's gonna stop it and look at the forms. We need a machine standby person,
Machine stand, oh yeah. Well,
and we need a food overseer.
I can help with tickets.
Would you like to do tickets?
Yeah.
I can machine standby on a nice high stool, because that's less walking.
Well, it might be Carlos.
Well, Carlos has agreed to be there for me, because I asked him to please be there for me, just in case we have a glitch in the machine
Yes,
that we
right.
don't anticipate having, but we don't know. You know, we're weighting the canvases down with a magnet. What if the magnet sticks all the boxes together? No.
Well, that's an idea.
Do you mind if I make you the standby person for the BAC then?
I'll be the standby person, plus I'll be the person to get everyone to
Sounds right.
put their money in there.
That's right, that's right.
Who would like to bartend? Does anybody enjoy bartending?
I'll do bartending.
Not bad.
I'm not good.
So what time do we have to be there?
I would have done that.
I don't
So the event starts at 6 and it goes till 9.
Yeah,
That
we'll
day
get it
Sharon
before
will probably
Thanksgiving.
need some help getting things together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We want to decorate a little bit, so I again have a yoga class done by noon, and so my thought is that that we should be at the convention center at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'll be there.
Is that okay? Can we call a quorum for 2 o'clock then?
Yeah.
We said, just as a reminder, we have to call, when there's more than,
Yes,
for
that's
2
right.
of us, we have to call a quorum so that everybody knows that, I know, so. Thank you, government. Food overseer.
What does that involve?
That means that making sure, I'll do
That
that.
the trays look nice and that,
I'll do the alcohol if you'll do the food.
No, I'm not raising my hand to do the food. I got the alcohol. I'm fine. I cannot be there for 12 probably.
That's
I
okay,
could
that's
probably
okay.
be there a little
when
bit.
you get there,
Okay.
We understand people, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
You mean at 2, you can't be there, but that's okay, when you.
2 I can probably.
Well, I said
can
2 o'clock,
probably
we'll do 2
swing.
in
Okay.
the afternoon on the day of.
Okay. I
I
can
think we can
try.
do this in just 3 hours of decorating, an hour of, we should be, if there's a group of us, we should be able to do it.
Who would
How are
like,
we going to decorate?
Hmm?
How are we going to decorate?
Let's talk
Let's
about
get
that
through
when we
this
when we
first.
get through this.
auction, who would like to oversee the auctions? What that means is that there are clipboards, this is mostly for the few items that we are auctioning. And so you collect the clipboards, you also will, at the end of the year, collect the money. So there's, just making sure that everything is,
I'll have to be at the door all the time for tickets, right?
that's true, you are the ticket taker.
And you will have a view of everything as well. Maybe because you're gonna be the ticket taker and the revenue person, mostly money coming through, people will be sent over, and whoever is this person who is a silent auction person sits down with you and we get through. And right now, I have to tell you, I'm not getting a whole lot of silent auction pieces yet.
It's not, yeah,
Push for that next week, but
it's not our
it's not, our goal is really to sell this machine out and to find out how well it works because I have a feeling that the machine is gonna work really, really well, and we may never have to have a fundraiser again, from what I'm hearing.
That sounds like the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, if we sell it out 5 times in 1 year, that's over 10 grand.
Oh, wow.
And 30,000 people a month going through this space, they're preparing me. Some of the sites that I've been reading, depending upon placement of these machines, they're just boom, boom,
It
boom.
will take some marketing, of course, but
It'll take some marketing. We might end up budgeting some money into marketing at some point after we get it up and running, but
Will they let us put a sign over it there so that?
we are going to have a sign
Oh,
over it.
good.
Mhm.
that's what the invoice is for. You make sure you give that to, or I'll give it to her. Who doesn't have a job and would like one?
I don't have a job.
You wanna be security? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You
That's
failed
what I
us
did
last
last time,
year.
I didn't do a very good job.
I can't volunteer, I'd make a mess of it, I know I would.
The silent auctioneer.
Would you like to do that? That's perfect.
I have no idea what that.
I can be the utility man, you know, if I see somebody falls out, I'll step in.
I don't think this is gonna be as
No,
hard as last year's
I will-
security, by the way.
No, I will, I'll walk you through the process that day.
Thank you.
It's not too hard, for sure. Would you like to be my floating enthusiast?
Yes.
Floating enthusiast. I
That's
like
what
that.
Pedro is his best job.
It's really her favorite job.
Catherine would benefit now.
Then I will have the
Yes,
beautiful job of food overseer.
yes, I have to charm the dollars.
Can they come in both doors? What, do we need a ticket person at both ends or?
We're gonna rail it off, so that probably just one,
Just
the
one.
best.
It's gonna be, we're gonna rope it off, we're gonna, make it contained in the convention center. The machine won't be where it'll ultimately be, because that night it's gonna be kind of front and center, and then off to the side will be the stage, where the band will be, and we'll have our bar around. So it'll naturally just kind of block it off, and then the machine will move to in front of the table.
And so, we have a band, they're playing 2 sets of 45 minutes. So that will fill up most of the time. I think that the only thing, one point someone will have to, I would hope that Sharon Sutter would like to get up on the stage and say something.
I can get up on the stage.
Okay.
I can
Well,
get
maybe
loud
I'll just
and
introduce you or
obnoxious.
something.
I know.
Laura can come up and join me. She's so quiet.
Good luck finding me, yeah.
Because there will be a
I'll
PA
find
system.
myself real busy.
So,
Carlos would like to do that too, you know, that's.
Oh, Carlos is great at that. Carlos and I, we'll get up on stage. Ooh, yeah, that's perfect.
yeah, and at that point, just think about, it's good to say the things that we supported in the past. That
Yes.
general,
Yeah, let me come up with that.
Okay.
Um,
because it's your night.
Who's Carlos?
He's the guy that retrofitted the machine for us and did all
It
of
was
it.
his idea.
No, it was my idea.
Was it not? Yes.
So, I still have a job for you though.
I'll do it. What do you want me to do?
You can hang out with me, I'll find something.
Okay, hang out with you. That's it, I'll do that.
Official hang
I thought that's
around.
what I was doing.
That's all I do anyhow.
You're the
So-
charmer. You're the official charmer.
All right, let's see. Can anybody think of anything else that I'm more than likely forgetting? We have tickets. The tickets are at Pantera right now.
They have half of our tickets.
They have half of our tickets. The other, if you are going to be selling tickets so Friday will you be able to hand off tickets to Kate for Friday?
And for Saturday for the farmer's
Uh-huh.
market.
Mhm. Well,
And Saturday?
Friday, yes, on the 10th, I'll get the tickets to you.
And so right
You'll
now,
hand them back to me for the 11th,
Yes.
and we're doing the
They'll
11th.
have their.
try to keep a decent count.
Should we just keep, if we're gonna be in Old Bisbee, we can just keep them at Pantera and pick them up from Pantera, really?
That's true, well, Pantera
Doesn't
isn't
do it
open
until
until 10.
11.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
We will have you have an envelope with tickets. Let's use that envelope. If we can keep them all together,
Mhm.
that would be great. 'Cause
And
then
yes, we'll keep track.
Would you tally? Yeah, tally on the
Yes.
envelope, boom, boom,
Totally.
boom.
That's
Yeah.
the best way to, okay, that's
Just
the way.
tell
I
it
just
out.
don't
I'll
want,
have a big notepad.
Does that make sense?
Keeping
Yes, it
track
does.
of it anyway.
Because the Saturday that you're gonna be, have a booth at the farmer's market,
Yes.
we're gonna have 2 booths open.
Yeah, we
So
are.
we're just gonna make
That's
sure
right.
that we're
See,
ticket minded.
I think I would rather have the farmer's market booth for the following week,
Okay,
the
so we'll
18th.
worry about it then.
Don't do it on this
All right.
farmer's
We're
market.
not-
Because
are you
we'll,
happy
we'll
with
know by Saturday at noon how many tickets we have sold, and we'll have a feel
That's
for
true.
it.
That's a good point. I mean, I don't know why we would want to limit ourselves as far as locations for sale.
For sale. Do you still wanna put some at the farmer's market? It's okay if we do, but
I'm just saying if Kate
Yeah.
has a booth there
Oh, yeah,
already.
yes, and I have a cloth and I can
So I
pin
just-
the
we'll just-
poster right on the front of my.
Yeah, it's just about just
Alright,
having the
let's see what
physical.
happens.
That sounds good.
tickets.
If you wanna do that, that's fine. You just, Sharon has the tickets. If you haven't sold the tickets, give them back to Sharon.
Yeah. I'll
Can I
need a
have
poster
some
for
of
sure.
those ones? Oh, those are the ones we're selling at the door, that's right. Okay.
Well, we can use some of those too, but I wanna use all the ones we have first.
Okay, alright.
Cause I'm gonna give you, who needs a poster for the tables? You're gonna have one.
There's one right there.
There's one.
I'm gonna have one for the market and I'm gonna do one for the post office. But the post office one gets passed over to the next person, you know.
That's fine. And if you
And
need
so
more,
you're the first on the post office, take that.
and it'll unroll, I promise it will. It's just.
It's
So
nice,
I'll
it's nice
smooth them
heavy
out.
paper, it's good.
I'll smooth them out.
So if anybody needs posters, just need 3. Okay, I'm gonna give you 3. I'm running out because I put some up. I can get more from you.
I've got
later.
some in my car.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. She's like, I don't need your poster. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Dinah wants one.
I'm just
for you.
trying to do this while I remember it.
You want one?
Oh, she's gonna bring it to me.
Do you want to give it to Here, bring this to her too, hon. Here, give that to Dinah as well, that's the sign thing.
Okay, so can anybody else, can think of anything else that I'm not addressing this evening about the art?
Why are we doing 250 tickets? That seems like a lot of.
We just haven't had that many. We're just trying to do as many as we can.
Okay, because we know it's gonna be flesh. Are we gonna be making sure that we keep track of capacity?
So we are. So what happened is that the original tickets that you gave me, which I printed, did not say the place. And I went ahead and printed some of them. And so we were worried if we sold those initially,
Convention center
that
on.
people would forget where they were. So we happen to have more tickets than perhaps we need. That's why we're trying to use the tickets that Sharon has that say the convention
Convention
center
center.
before.
And then at the night of, if we're at capacity, we don't let anybody else in, but you could be selling those tickets.
Don't say.
Yeah,
where.
because people will
Okay,
bring
so-
those tickets to the bar to get their free drink.
And capacity is flexible because
People are gonna come and
if
go.
people aren't drinking,
Yeah,
right?
no, I
And
don't
people
totally get that.
and people aren't drinking, they can be anywhere in the convention center. You know, they
Right.
don't have to be inside our barricade.
By the way, KBRP is having an event that night as well. Yeah.
They're having, what time of
It
event?
was unannounced.
It's
They're having an
fundraising.
unannounced event that evening?
They're trying to announce it, but they're, not really good at that yet. So,
No, social media wise, I got a lot of response.
yeah, we do have good response.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
If we're selling tickets and we're selling a lot of tickets and if we are really moving along with it, we've got the first 10, then we've got another 10, this is for each artist. Is that going to be enough?
I mean these.
Yes.
We're gonna address that when the time. If we sell out the machine that night, we're gonna leave it there and we'll address it afterwards.
So supposing halfway through the evening you sold it out, that would
Oh.
be a shame because the other people there.
It's just, it comes down to how much can Sharon Sutter do in this life without, being
Well, this is-
exhausted.
Without passing out.
We're gonna try and sell that machine out the first night,
That's
then
the
we'll
goal.
refill it.
And we're
Many
not gonna
artists-
refill it that night. I am not going to stand there taking because you have to take the
Okay.
whole front off, you have to take the inside out. I'm just
Okay,
not
so
gonna
that's
do
all
that.
I need to know.
But
If we can
afterwards-
sell out it, that'd be great.
Many artists have given us more than 10,
Mhm.
Oh, yes.
so we have a little bit of backup, and
We
that's
do have
always,
some backup.
but it's all an experiment, so we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna ask Tim Stecker here, I'm just reminding myself that. Anything else, guys, on that?
On the tickets, do they hand the ticket to somebody for the free drink and that person keeps
No,
that ticket?
you're gonna check their ticket, and then they're gonna go over to her and hand it to her for a drink.
And
Yeah,
she keeps it. Do I
Exactly.
have a mark on the ticket for Friday?
that would be great, we'll have a protocol, I have a stamp,
Okay.
it works well for that. I'll get
If
money
people
from,
get stamps on their hands, they love that.
we'll do that
Especially
too.
if it
I have all kinds.
shows up in glows.
Part of that Friday too I don't think it's particularly complicated, but luckily we'll have the whole afternoon to figure out any bugs. I was surprised, last year with the kites, it went remarkably well, considering it was a complicated venture.
Windy
You
day.
know, mostly was that the drinks were too strong and the Arts Commission got a little drunk. They were very strong. Yeah, they were really strong.
Strike that.
Everybody had a great time.
Some security, man.
Our security man gave up on us, so no, we did great. But so we'll work out any bugs that night, and just like I'll talk to you about the auction. I'll bring the clipboards. So
So the tickets to be sold on the 10th, we'll get that morning or the night before, or pick them up from somewhere, what happens? What? When I'm selling tickets outside the,
Library on the 10th.
what about it?
well, where do I get the tickets? How do
You're getting them from me.
Oh, we already we went over that.
Don't talk to me.
No,
No.
we just said that. We just said, I'm just saying,
I don't have to be
You're
treated
just-
like an idiot.
no, you're just.
No, it was just funny because we went over it. No, so we'll get you tickets. We'll get everybody tickets. I
When I
promise.
pick up the work, when I get the work.
Sharon has the tickets. You
I
can
have.
attack her. Get her.
Yeah, just beat me up.
Anything else?
What about cleanup?
I will. You know,
I'm happy to clean up.
Yeah.
Do they have brooms or whatever we need?
I think they have everything we need, and I don't foresee it. They'll supply us with trash cans and everything, so I don't see it as. Luckily, the people who seem to support the arts don't like to trash property so much. We're lucky for that. Cleanup is actually usually pretty minimal unless it's an art auction.
Right. We tend
Do
to
they
get together
provide
as a
garbage
team.
bags, or do we have to provide them?
We will ask the pages. I have a name too.
Yeah, so do I.
Oh, great. All right, if that's it, and honestly, if somebody, Sharon, go ahead.
Let's spend a moment on the decoration
Okay,
aspect
please.
of this. So what has to happen is, I have to hang the art that we do get in for the silent auctions that I need some help for. That's most of our decorating. I was thinking that perhaps just in that round rotunda thing, maybe we just create a huge batch of balloons. Because it just kind
I
of.
think we have some left over.
Who's the forte on that one? It was Poe.
It was Poe. And Poe might do it if we want him to have not helium, but I think if we just do helium balloons that we bundle together and let the tails hang down, it could be pretty enough. And so.
Let me check my balloon
Okay,
stash.
check-
I
check
had
the balloon
one.
stash. And then we have tablecloths from last year that we can reuse.
Do
They're
I
not as elegant,
Do I have them?
or do I have them?
I don't know, so much stuff in my studio. I'll find
I
it very.
think I gave them to you at your studio.
That's my name.
Do you need an easel for anything?
No, but I was gonna say, in Central School we have a bunch too, if anybody, but.
Then I might need
I have
easels.
a nice big easel.
I might need some
But for my
easels.
own painting.
You know what we will need an easel for?
Something big.
Just to remind everybody,
Yeah,
we will have to have a sign for the event
Mhm.
that sits next to you. Last year, I think I used a piece of blackboard, but that would be a great reason to bring your easel, that would be great, yeah. So we'll have a nice sign, find somebody, my handwriting is kind of atrocious, but we'll see if one of us can figure out someone to do that, that's a
My
great idea.
husband has pretty good
To do what?
sign making skills.
Make a sign for the event, next to the event, so when people walk by, they're like, what is this? So you don't have to hear the same
You know,
question.
Barbara Johnson probably do it. She's a great player.
That's a great idea, her handwriting is
Okay.
beautiful.
All right.
Yeah,
Julie, you asked, I don't know.
she would probably like to do it.
Oh, thank you.
You know, I'm sure she would. You tell her what you want, and what size, you know, but she does nice work.
That's a great idea. And she also, just as a side note, had offered 100 cigarette packs that she smoked over the years. They're the long ones, the Nat Shermans.
For what?
I don't.
For the machine, so here, let's discuss that for a moment. It's actually kind of a cool idea. We have our boxes, and they're very, very lovely. But I've also seen the use of actual boxes to make art out of. And so perhaps we could have boxes that we hand to people. The top row of our machine can handle those longer boxes.
Well, hers is the skinny. Hers are the weird Nat Shermans. They're thin
Oh,
and
and
long.
then, are they the size, oh, they might be too wide.
Yeah,
That's
they're
right.
wide.
No, they won't work. Never mind, they won't fit in the machine. That was nice of her, but they won't fit. I know
Yeah, 'cause they're
Nat
too-
Shermans, yeah, they don't fit. They're not made
Come
for
up
a
with
machine.
another reason to use it.
Yeah, maybe. There could be. If anybody can think of another reason, it was very nice of her to offer.
Yeah, she did offer them.
Okay, I feel remarkably good.
So is that enough of a decoration? Is everybody happy with the idea of just tablecloths, the machine? You know, there'll be a stage.
Helium balloons, you can't go wrong.
That's what I think, energy.
Yeah.
And it's simple, and you have enough people in there, it will be fine.
So do we have cups and?
Maybe some flowers on your table.
We have a cup stash. I have a cup stash from last year.
Napkins and all that stuff?
We still can spend money on those kind of things. We have it within our budget.
Okay.
So we will, that will be
Review.
something, napkins and cups, I need to look into. Because I have leftovers. I don't know how many. Two napkins and cups. Is there anything else? I feel like giving out plates for food that people can use napkins, but I have no manners. You can get
It's
one
not gonna be
plate.
finger food, I don't think we need to have
Okay.
plates for the food.
Let's keep it simple.
Do we want the girls, the femme fatale girls to
I'll ask them.
So nice.
passing, and they can dress up?
Yeah, they'd love to do it. I know they'd do it.
I know some of them will be gone, but I'll ask. Molly always does it out of guilt.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Fierce, it's Molly. That's
Are we
why.
dressing in any particular
She's one
way?
of my favorites.
Yeah.
Are we dressing in any particular way?
Um,
We're all
Yeah.
gonna wear
the nice thing
What was your
about,
response?
unlike the city, the nice thing about Bisbee events is that they, no matter how dressed they are, they're still casual. I mean, yeah, there's no theme or anything, so I just think, I mean, as long as everybody,
Clean clothes.
Black jeans, I got black jeans.
I don't think
I just had this
Those are
incredible
fancy
vision
uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I don't have like a teddy bear
No, no.
costume or anything.
for Molly to carry a box for somebody, of
Cigarette box girl.
who sells them right there, so you don't have to wait to pull, because I'm concerned about 200 people waiting in line
That's a
to
really
pull.
good point.
I would like that.
I will ask Molly if we'd have to make one of those things, but it's pretty
We
easy.
could make Bill our cigarette girl.
Oh, come on, I'm not a
Chew
tough
'em,
enough.
chew 'em.
Yeah,
Chew 'em,
nice
chew
one.
'em,
That's
tail.
great.
High
Yeah,
heels.
those things are easy to make. I'll ask the girls about it.
All right, let's ask if they, if someone, and then also passing hors d'oeuvres. One of them be the cigarette sales girl, well, cigarette box sales, the cigar box salesperson.
I have a question.
Handing out
Does
the
the
candy.
members, do we have name tag things?
No.
No, we should though, shouldn't
Yeah,
we?
so
I have some.
That way people,
I do have some.
I really do think we should be identified, that people could pick us out of the
yeah,
crowd.
right.
Actually-
Either that or we wear a uniform.
If you were very nice to me, I'll make everybody a button.
A button.
Another button machine.
Oh, you do?
Would you like a button?
Yes. Voting it in.
Okay. 'Cause I'll make everyone a button.
Oh, nice.
But they're easy to make, so.
And fun.
Button machine, what fun.
They are
And then
fun.
people will know who to ask. That's a great idea.
We did it with Mayheart Festival.
And by the way, we remind you, it's Catherine with an A.
Yeah, she's changing it. Send her a text
I
message.
will. I see what you
I'm just making some notes on myself. Anybody have anything else to add?
Anybody?
All right. If not, I'm gonna move ahead.
Yeah.
If you think of something, email Nina and she'll email us.
Thank you, Mary.
And we will all be in touch, you know, obviously, because we have all these dates coming up. So
Excuse me, when we come at 2, we come dressed for the event, right? We
I think
don't
so.
have to
I mean,
make
you might have an
buttons.
hour to go home or something.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be, it's not a huge
like-
amount of work.
Yeah, it's not a huge amount of work. Let's just try to make it enjoyable. If 2 doesn't work for you, if that makes your day way too long, you
Or if you
know,
wanna come at 2 and then go home for an hour in between there, I totally get it.
I just want to feel like we're ready.
Yeah.
And I want us all to look at each other and go, okay, now go home, get dressed, come back. That would be nice. But yeah, I had an art gallery that had to have a shower in the space because you never were ready.
No, that's what, and it's really flexible. You know, I don't want anybody stressed. So I'm gonna move ahead to item 4.
Yeah.
Discussion regarding the final report, which you can find at the back of this, turned in by Cato Daly, the 2019 return of the turkey vultures for the grant funding awarded. So for those of you that do not know, we give out several thousands of dollars worth of grants every year to different events in town, and one of them this year was the turkey vultures. When they're done with their event, they didn't send us a final report. They have to. We're not supposed to give you any more grant money until you do that. So, if you guys just wanna look it over, luckily, we don't ask for a lot, and many of us participate or experience the event, so we have a pretty good understanding when it comes to these kind of things. Does anybody not know what the return of the turkey vultures is?
I didn't know.
I always experience the parade. I haven't gone to the other events. I did ask her to not use the money to bring live vultures. Do you remember this?
I do, yeah.
So that's something that, if that's okay, I might talk to her about. The thing that I look for personally is that the money needs to go to the arts. And so I understand that it's an entire event and it's a very artistic event. And the parade is sort of the, the high point. But I do not believe that our grant funding should be used to, as much as I think it's a great thing, it should not be used to bring live vultures to anywhere. That's kind of a weird use of our money, but I'll talk to her about it. She said she was gonna move the money around, remember?
Yeah.
$60 for kites, that's great, no problem with that. $150 for the poster and $50 for the printing.
Now let's do, well, that's acceptable for our money.
How much
All
did we
of that
give
is
them?
acceptable.
We give them 500. One thing though is that, and I also saw about this event, that it's a little frustrating to me, but it's hard to explain, is that the money then raised goes to the pool. So really, we might, I like the fact that the parade and the kites and those sort of things.
Because that's artistic and it's part of our.
Yeah, but it is still
mission.
kind of funny that the money goes from the city back to the city in a different place, There are just a few things I'd like to talk to her about next time she requests money from us,
Right.
Does anybody have any?
No, so she just gets to come here and do that.
Right.
It would be nice if they used the money for like a mural at the pool or something artistic.
Exactly.
Yeah, 'cause-
And so that, it was a little frustrating to me.
yeah.
I think it's a great event, I really do. It's just that, I don't think I would much rather be supporting the parade, for instance, or the puppets for the parade.
Well, didn't
Yes.
she list other sources of income for the fundraiser?
Yes.
So how did the entire thing cost $500?
No, she's just accounting for our money.
Oh, just for your money, okay.
But, I wanna pull her grant, I'll pull it, I'll find it next time and put it back on the agenda and look at it again. It won't take long, I just wanna, cause I did specifically ask her to not use the money for live vultures. This is the funniest discussion, right?
It was funny then, it's funny now.
I know, it's still funny, it's like,
I don't think there's any other city council in the country right now discussing this very
live
subject.
vultures for art grant.
Well, better live than dead ones, right?
Yes.
It might be more artistic grant, but
Yeah, we pay for the taxes.
No, smelly.
I just wanna look at it again, cause I did ask her, so I'm a little frustrated. I'm glad that it happened, I'm glad we could support it, but
It was a fun parade.
it was great, the parade was great. Does anybody have anything to add, other than my 500 opinions about that?
I don't know very much about it, but $60 went to 30 kites. That's it.
Yes.
You did 30 kites, so you only had
$2 a kite.
30 kites for the kids, and the paper kites, etc. Did they fly them? What happened?
What happened with the kites, that's a question to ask.
We'll ask her. That's a great point.
How is this, what community interaction occurred other than decorating the kites?
Well, they were flashed.
And the huge parade.
Huge
They
parade.
used them in the parade, the
That's
kites
what
were
it
in
was
the
all
parade.
about.
That was it,
That's
okay.
that's what they were for, and it was quite a parade, I'll tell
I
you.
know,
Parade
I was
is-
in Ostroma.
Yeah, the parade's great. I just
Yeah,
think we
it's
should, before we give more money to this event, I think we need to have a come to Jesus moment.
Okay,
Some clarity.
Is that,
that's
can we
fine.
move along?
Mhm.
Item 5, discussion regarding creating a mission statement for the Bisbee Arts Commission, and you brought this up, I think.
Yeah, I spent some time coming up with some different things. This is one that I came up with, to transform lives and enrich our community through the arts.
Yeah, let's hear it again. No, I'll read it.
I've made For other places that I was director, I've made these things up. And
Let's see if I can pull up, there is one that the city uses for us. Which I have, let's see if I can pull it up, because it keeps on coming up on my Facebook actually, and I'm like, oh, there it is. The only thing about this is, yeah, it just needs to be specific to Bisbee. The one that the city has is the outlying areas or something.
Trying to transfer lives and enrich.
you want the Bisbee community? Or,
Transfer lives and enrich. Oh, the Bisbee, instead of our community, Bisbee art community, Bisbee community through the arts, yeah. Transfer lives.
Yeah, the one that's on the website right now is authorized by the city council to promote the arts and artists in Bisbee. But there's another one too that floats around. And then I wrote another one time when we needed one. Because we're not, I really agree that we should have one mission statement. I mean, they're all the same general idea, but this is simple enough that I think this is a good idea. What do you guys think?
Sounded good to me.
To transform lives and enrich our community through the arts.
Yes, it's succinct is what it is.
Yeah.
it fits on posters.
Nicely.
Yeah.
Sure.
Does anybody have anything to add to that one?
Well, what it does say, it does describe who Bisbee is.
And it's inclusive, I love it.
It is.
So let's put it on the next, we'll have a discussion and vote on the next agenda.
Just remember that once you vote on it, it still has to go to council to make that your mission statement.
Oh, that'd be fun. Let's make it really mess with them. But yeah, we can, if you guys will think about it too, if there's anything that you want to add, but I think this is a nice way to go. So we'll have a discussion and a vote next time, and let's think if there's anything we're missing, but otherwise we'll go ahead and start having a mission statement. I think that's a great idea. It's nice and simple, which is not my strong point. I give you about 15 paragraphs. All right. Item 6, discussion regarding the general purpose of the Bisbee Arts Commission going forward to include, but not limited to, these things right here. Let me just start with a couple updates. I was explaining to Sandra about the craft fair event. At this moment, I can't even explain the soap opera that has occurred. Some of the women that wanted to do it live in Alaska half the year. Laura McKenna was concerned about that, because how do you organize something from afar? Not that you can't. Then there was a person that was put from Central School on as their liaison, and it became kind of a convoluted mess for a little while. So what it needs, and this is a possibility for us to do ourselves at Central School, but you need somebody who, their purpose in life is all they've ever wanted is a craft fair to happen here, or they see it as a potential fundraiser, but somebody who's a real, this is a, you know.
Can I throw something in here?
Of course.
Is there any point in even considering having a craft fair actually in the convention centre? Either on the floor that we're always on, or even below.
That would be something, if you wanted to talk to the pages about that in the future, let's do it after this event, but
Yes.
I think that would be
Because
an
you know,
interesting
downstairs
conversation.
is an awesome space, in fact.
Yes, it
And we've
is.
had some very successful events there, and it's kind of right in the middle of town. You know, so that whole business about going to, you know.
I agree. Central School is not a great place to sell things. It's a great place to
I
have
think
art
downstairs-
shows, but,
Yeah.
Downstairs at the convention centre is a brilliant space, as a matter of fact.
so let's brainstorm about that. If you could talk to them at some point about that, if you have any other, but
Any of us bumping into them.
Let's get this event behind us, because we're
Yeah.
already gonna be like doing something with the pages. Let's see how well things
Yes,
go with that.
Yeah.
yes.
And make this really a success, and then they might be wanting to do more with us.
yeah, if we're very nice to them and we do a good job of cleaning up after ourselves, they'll probably be more apt to.
Yes.
And then you'd have the sidewalk area, the ones that I've started, 500,000 people come to the one, and we made the money with the vendor space on the side, sidewalks.
Well, we do quite a lot of that
So-
anyway. We have those events quite a bit.
Yeah.
But
But no craft.
no large craft fair, no.
Yeah, it would be
That's
just
true.
arts and crafts, and then vendors also, nonprofits, have
Right.
little booths and.
It's something that we need here.
Yes, and
It's
some of
actually,
it's for indoors and some of it has to be sheltered. I mean, that's basic.
Right.
it's something I don't understand why we don't have it. So it's a great project to
I
work
think it
on.
would be awesome.
But we need to think of dealing with Central School is not the best location.
No, it
Even
isn't.
City Park, or not City Park,
No.
Grassy Park, or somewhere.
No, yeah, I think indoors, I mean, it depends on what time of year it is.
Yeah, I think
And
we
then
can do both.
Did you have any idea if there was a craft fair, at what time of year you were thinking that it might be relevant?
Well, theirs was inside because it involved selling for Christmas, so it was like November.
Well, because I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? If it's at a time when it's chilly or the weather can be, you don't do it, you don't go outside during the rainy season, all these things happen.
No, I agree. I mean, one of the things that I always thought is I was shocked that Subway Street, they don't shut it down and have a craft fair once a year, or or even a flea market. But that's also a good place outside.
It's
But
a lovely place.
I have no preference. I just think it's something that should happen in town. So let's wait and see if something better comes. Right now, it's a little messy.
Right.
The Ida Power mural. I'm just going to give a short update about these things. The artist that so this came out of Object Limited. The artist who did female-centric things, we have sent it to her, the location. My sentences are going backwards. And Object Limited is willing to pay for half of a mural by this person. Keeping in mind that a mural is thousands of dollars. It's not a small gift. So I will be now on the next meeting, I'm going to bring you guys some examples of her work and see how we feel about it, okay? Because it's really...
And her pricing, please.
Yes. I will
Because
have
the
a...
pricing may not be thousands, it could be.
I have it. It's thousands. It's a really, really big wall.
Okay, it's a big one.
Which wall is this?
It's the one that wraps around City Park.
Okay, got it.
That has that tombstone over there.
Got it.
Okay.
It's starting not with the stairs, but with that one.
Mhm.
It's a nice gift from them. So my thing is just I want a Night of Power mural. That's been my personal
And
project.
she's recently come back into the limelight for a
Mhm.
good reason, yeah.
So if I put her name into the search engine,
You'll
would
find
she
it.
come up?
Yeah,
Okay.
and read the book, go back to Bisbee, the author out of Tucson University professor, what was it? It's a great book.
They talk about her a lot.
Yeah, you talk about
It's
her.
quite a lovely book.
And one of the best Bisbee books out there.
Absolutely.
She was a huge supporter of the arts and just, very nice to artists and very active in a lot of art organizations at the beginning of the mine closures.
Okay.
And so if you talk to people who are, have lived here their whole lives, there's a lot of very good feelings about Ida Power. And one of the things I like to promote in my own life and through my, what the things that I do like this is that, more accolades for the women in our communities that do great things. So,
Sorry, Bill.
yeah, sorry, Bill.
No, I
He's got a lot of accolades
I'm
for
on
ladies
board
anyway.
with that.
Anyway, that's the update. I'll put that on the next agenda, 'cause I know that we want to get straight. We have this big thing coming up. So, in the repository, anything, we're just,
As soon as we know, here's my thoughts, we'll know a lot a year from now, when we know how much that machine generates for us, how much more work do we have to do every year? Maybe we don't have to do any work, maybe we come up with 10 grand a year out of this machine, and then we can start talking in terms of doing, a scholarship fund for some young student, like we talked about this repository being, maybe we can have a space where we have a desk, and there could be a location where people can go, and, those things have to come after we know what we have.
so we have to stabilize economically
Yes,
before we really
yes,
know.
right.
If anybody, the lovely and talented Nina, got me the balance of the Arts Commission today, because I get it and then 3 months later it's changed. Currently, we have $18,233.16, if anybody wants to know. So I feel 18,233.15.
So it dropped down from last year?
Yes, because last year we didn't raise a whole lot of money. We did 2,500, we gave out 5,000, then we did the cigarette machine. So we do need, and we don't have year-to-date, as of January, we haven't brought any money in. So it's about that time, but, when I wake up in the middle of the night in fear, that's not the number I was thinking. I was like,
We're still in a comfort zone as far as.
We're okay
going.
right now.
Yeah.
What would be the ideal amount? I mean, I know, unlimited resources. But actually, we put a in between
If
figure.
we
on
brought
that.
$10,000 in every year, I'd be really comfortable. That's not, I mean, that's just fulfilling what we already do.
Mhm.
You know, that's just the $5,000 worth of grants and the few things here and there. If we wanted to do more,
Mhm.
then, you know, it would rise exponentially. But right now, for the amount that we're doing, about 10,000. And so the art auction 2 years ago, we brought in 12.
Mhm.
And then last year, we did something, we wanted a break from the art auction because it's a lot of work. So we did a smaller auction and kind of a
Kite party.
kite party.
Mhm.
So we only brought in 25. So hopefully this one will, the ticket sales should cover the expense, and then hopefully the machine will make money on top of that. So
Yeah,
Well,
it'd
we'll
be
never-
interesting to have a year under our belts with the machine, just to see what it does.
So that brings us to item 7, which is, the first thing we'll be talking about the event, Nina,
Mm-hmm.
and the accounting thereof. And then I do want to put on the next agenda, I would like to talk about the mural, and I'll bring some examples of the work and everything that I have.
And the turkey vultures, right?
I want to discuss that because I want to look at what they said before. And then I also think that we need to put the discussion and possible vote on the mission statement. So if anybody wants to write this down, I really think it's important to look at the mission statement that she wrote and see if if that's what we
Give
feel
it to
like.
me
Say
again.
it again.
I guess essentially it would be the Bisbee, you know,
Easy.
the BAC, but her statement is to transform lives and enrich our community through the arts.
The Bisbee community instead of our community.
That would be
But if
the
we
only-
say Bisbee Arts Commission, we don't have to say Bisbee.
Exactly, so
Transform lives and
Enhance,
enrich
enrich.
our community through the arts. Thank you for doing that.
I have a quick question. Is there any way we could send like little, almost like little business cards to all the lodging places, hotels that advertise the cigarette machine? So their guests, because that, it would say a perfect place for a little souvenir
yes.
or gift to take home and have a little stack at all these.
So let's,
A rat card. or
can we put it on the
Yeah.
agenda for next time? Because I do think that an ongoing marketing scheme for
Has to come
the,
up with
yeah.
it.
we have
That's a very
to.
good
Yeah.
idea. Let's
That's
set up
great.
where this-
We could
Great point.
replace
a
them.
rat
No.
card of some kind.
Yeah.
So do you have a marketing scheme at all?
As of right now, you know, I feel fairly good at marketing via social media. I don't have a paid one, for instance. I mean, I don't have one that, there's no print to do around here. The newspaper, I don't think is particularly effective for things like that. Like, you're gonna wanna hit up tourists.
I mean, you could go onto Google and boost yourself in like the search arena. You can pay for that, but I don't think that that's
What
necessarily
In
about-
Facebook
what about
too, you
the
can
radio
boost.
station?
appropriate.
One thing we are gonna do is, we are going to start an Instagram account,
Instagram, yeah.
because it does, the demographic is much younger. I don't know if you guys know the difference between Facebook and Instagram. Essentially is that Facebook has an older population,
Mm-hmm.
it has a much larger population, but Instagram has a specifically young one that spends like, I looked at the statistics, it's like 5 times longer on Instagram than people do on Facebook. So essentially there's millennials that are just looking at Facebook all the time, or looking at Instagram all the time. So I think having an Instagram account, even having one specific to the machine, would be a great way to go. You know, like, and then people could tag us like, this is what I got out of the machine.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
If you look at the side of the cigarette
for-
box, it says to tag us.
Don't forget, when you do that, it has to go through the city of Bisbee, and you have to monitor everything that's put on there. You
Oh,
have
for
to,
Instagram?
yep,
Oh, no, but the good thing about
still
Instagram,
social media, so it's still, we have to have a copy of it, just in case somebody says, oh, well, this was discussed, or this was put out, and I want a public records request on it.
That's
So
right.
just remember,
Yeah, I'll give you the password.
yeah.
And also, we can
Sorry,
approve, we can
Remind you.
put on a function where you approve a comment before it goes on there, things like that. There's safety mechanisms.
Yeah.
Is there any point in
The city of Bisbee has doesn't Discover Bisbee has a,
Discover Bisbee does, but the city of Bisbee does not.
but doesn't tourism have, our tourism department have an Instagram?
Mhm.
Yeah, so,
But I'm talking about, that's for tourism. She has nothing to do with what I do on the City of Bisbee Facebook page.
right.
It's two separate, even though she can have access, she had access to it and she could see it, it's two different things. She still had to keep everything that she posted for me, or for whatever she was doing, for me, just in case.
Okay, we'll do the same. That's not,
So
that's,
is there any point in having any kind of budget with KBRP? Because when I'm driving in my car, I really hear about everything, and I feel guilty about not doing it myself.
maybe, I'm not particularly happy with KBRP right now, so.
Well, there's that, there's always that, but
There's
in
always that.
principle,
In principle,
It's a very good idea. There's a lot of things that we're gonna be able to
Right.
explore for marketing this machine.
You want for the tourists, and they might not even know how to find that.
Yeah,
if you
so
guys
that
can,
card at the
if you
desk
can
is-
brainstorm and bring it to us, then we'll put it on the agenda for next time. Okay.
A couple more issues. There needs to be a press release created for this event that we're having.
Okay, we need to contact the, actually what they do is they usually come to you. You don't even have to do a press release.
Really?
Last time they just came and to our
So,
event.
do you know, Nina, do you remember when we were asked to talk a year ago?
It's a different person.
That's a different
now.
person now. It's a different person now.
But I'll
I'm not
contact
sure
the
who it
girl.
is,
Oh,
You
but we
contact
can.
the arts department at the Hero, and for instance, you'd be like, Kate and I are gonna be at my house putting boxes together, and you call them and say, that'd be a great time to take photos, and they just do it all, that. The press release is okay, but it's better if you get the full article,
Yeah.
which they do
So
themselves.
can you contact the newspaper and find out if they can do an article? And we'll be available with sample pieces anytime. I'm keeping a box of pieces out until the very day that we're loading the machine. So I'll have a sample of everybody's work up until that point. Never running. Okay, so you will contact, this,
I'm blocking someone on my Facebook right now.
Is 250 the building capacity? Is there anything about that?
No, you know, the only reason why there's that many tickets is because there was a mistake made initially in the ticket, so, we just have that many to sell. I was not given a capacity for the building, but maybe I better ask.
Yeah, so like at the door, if I'm collecting tickets, I
Yeah.
need to count the people, just so we don't get in trouble. When the mobs come.
Yeah. They say they get 30,000 a month through there during the season. A month. So if we get 1%, that's 300 people.
All right, we're
Never
getting off the,
we need to put something also in
Yep.
this before fun, because it comes up on that screen.
that's part of Instagram. We'll talk about that next time, because it's not really,
Okay.
we're just getting off of the agenda item at the moment, and Nina's giving me that look, which means get back on it.
That's what I'm asking for, of the
Does it have to
community,
be
Ben
another
Dale.
agenda
No,
item?
Ben, yes, future
I
agenda,
have to
Ben
be
Dale's.
this.
Yeah, he was, busy with the project, but I'm gonna get that money to him and he'll be able to start.
Okay.
So we'll be able to talk about it.
Okay,
at the
so
event.
we can.
Right. I'll give an update next time on that,
Thank you.
Update on what, honey?
the Bendale project.
Okay.
So,
And
he
don't
was fixing
forget,
the bulletin
I
board.
need that
Okay,
invoice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
I knew it.
He's the one that made the bulletin board, he wanted to fix it, he had a few things going on before he was able to get to it, so I have waited with him.
Like drums, grassy park.
Once again, if anybody has anything, if somebody thinks of anything, just email or call.
Just so you know, I will not be able to make next month's meeting. It's my birthday.
Aw.
I'll
Oh,
miss
you
you.
can
that as the next.
All right.
That is the date of next
I'm
month.
gonna
June
be
3rd.
Okay.
That's my daughter's birthday. Your birthday is the same as Gretchen's.
Alright, we're gonna keep
My
this until the end of, I'm gonna go ahead and adjourn this meeting. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I can't make a motion.
Oh, so moved.
You move to adjourn? Do I have a second?
I second.
Alright, all eyes.
I-
Thank you guys very much.
Could you hit the stop button?